Hey, everybody. It's chamber check-in time. Happy Thursday. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. And this is our first check-in since the Thanksgiving holiday. We took a little break. And I'm so excited to feature a member that's been with us since 2014. And we have the owner of Spa 35 to share his story and their products and services, Mr. Warren Danforth. Hi, Warren.
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Looking forward to our discussion today.
Hey, thanks for taking some time. I'm terrific. I am excited about our conversation. I did a healthy amount of work looking at your website prior, and I've known you for as long as I've been in the chamber, for almost 9 years. But first, before we get to our conversation, we have a series sponsor for these check-ins, and I'm happy to announce that they've signed on for another year of this partnership. It's Delta Dental of Idaho. And Warren, you know Delta Dental. They've been
Yep.
providing best in class, high quality dental benefits to Idahoans for over 50 years. And with that, I get to show a fun factoid from their Tooth Truth series. Here we go.
Did you know that teeth are the hardest substance in the human body? I did.
Hey, thank you, Delta Dental. Those fun factoids are always cool to bring to light. And Warren, hey, thanks again for your time today. These check-ins are really truly designed to engage with our members, share their stories, but most importantly, the people, right? I love learning and sharing about the history of work of the people behind the brand. So why don't we start out with that, Warren? Why don't you just introduce yourself to the listeners and kind of how your history of work led you up to the medical industry?
All right, we could talk for a while on that, Paul. So I own Spa 35. We've been open for 15 years. We're getting ready to celebrate 16 years, and it really makes you realize how old you are when you talk about your business being that old. And then the really sad part for me, this is probably the third industry I've been in my career. So I'm really fortunate. So Spa 35 is a medical spa. We do all kinds of anti-aging stuff. You know, Botox is probably our number one service, but we do a lot of Botox and laser hair removal, cool sculpting fat removal, you might want to call me. Not that you're fat, it's a toning procedure.
Nice.
Right? If you got the quarantine 15, you want to get a little cool sculpting. But you know, we're downtown. I was really excited when the chamber moved right down the street from us. I mean, we're a block away. So I see a lot of people from the chamber that I know that park outside our building and walk down there because we got free parking. Not as a hint to come down and park by our building, but great location.
So Spa 35, when I think of that and being a guy and not really knowing the industry very well, I think of spa as like, okay, I'm going to get a massage and sit in a hot tub. But you're talking about medical enhancements, right?
Yes.
So
yeah. So we're
dive deeper into
Sure.
what it is. I mean, I'm getting older. Warren, you made this comment to me. I've got some wrinkles here. I didn't know. Maybe tell us a little bit more. Is it for women? Is it for men? Is it for both? Tell me more about that.
Well, you know, it's for everyone. You know, a couple things to think about. Spa 35, we came up with that name because 35 is just the perfect age. So when I opened the business, 35 was, you know, you're old enough that you don't get the bartender doesn't ask you for your ID anymore. But you're starting to get to that spot where, so Spa 35, we're kind of in between a day spa and surgery. So kind of our backstory, I'm in this building on purpose so that as people go through that aging process, when, you know, a facial isn't enough anymore, you can come in and get some medical services. So, you know, everything we do is pretty much overseen by nurse practitioners. We got a couple nurse practitioners on our team. We've got 4 registered nurses on the team. We've got a couple estheticians. But we're really in that sweet spot between the stuff that doesn't require any medical personnel and the surgeons. And then when our customers get old enough, we send them upstairs to the surgeons and they can do a little nip and tuck that we can't do.
Oh, okay. you had mentioned some of your nurse practitioners. And when I was reviewing your website today, I saw an extremely talented team, which I think is probably one of the most important things to even talk about today. So, why don't you share with the listeners today a little bit about your team and the different roles that you have and how you've casted them to perform?
Sure. Well, let's a quick overview of services, then the team that delivers them, just to kind of put some context on it.
Perfect.
So we do things like Botox, dermal fillers, Juvederm to plump up your cheeks, plump up your lips, laser hair removal, cool sculpting, and all these services are prescriptive services. So you've got to have some medical providers in your facility. So we've got two great nurse practitioners. Lori Rochelle Klodovich has been my medical director for 14 years now. So she's just outstanding. She knows all the services and products and all that kind of stuff. And we've got another awesome nurse practitioner, Mary Swanson. She really focuses on the heavy duty aggressive laser treatments. And then we've got nurses, and we've got nurses who do all of our injectable work. So if you want Botox or Juvederm, we've got nurses. And then we have a couple of estheticians. So estheticians they specialize in skincare, and they get educated on skin, and they do our laser treatments. So we've got a really robust team. I think we've got 12 people on the team now. So pretty good sized group. Yeah. But don't raise my rates. I'm not sure if I updated that in the chamber yet. But yeah, I love my team. We're really focused on customer service. That's the real reason I got in this business is I saw a gap between, medical providers are very clinical in their focus, and day spa people are really kind of poofy, make you feel good. And I really wanted to be in that spot where we deliver medical grade services in a really warm, inviting environment.
You do have a great kind of recap video that's on your landing page of your website. And that helped me understand in quite a bit more detail of the services that you provide. And what I even found that was even more credible, that made me understand the industry more, is looking at some of the recognition that Spa 35 has gotten over the years. Share really quick a couple of the awards that you guys have received.
Sure. So we've been voted Boise's #1 med spa 3 years in a row. Wow. So Idaho's best, and that's really a result of the customer service experience that we provide to our customers, right? And that's what it's all about. And I think it's one of the reasons I enjoy the chamber so much is when you get together with other business owners and you can discuss kind of what the important customer facing issues are and share how you deliver the best customer service possible. That provides value, right? And that's one of the reasons I love the chamber, because we can all sit around and talk about, how do we talk about this, and how do we deliver this message, and how do we take care of our customers in the best but in still profitable way. There's always that balancing act between you've got to take great care of your customer, and you got to take great care of your employees, and then you got to take care of yourself to stay in business. And sometimes that's a tough balancing act.
Well, I think one of the things that we're really excited to have you participate in on a regular basis is we've had a lot of different programs and services, but one of them is for owners. And it's kind of a roundtable of owners to have a confidential arena to share best practices and do things like you're talking about, like, hey, how are you guys elevating your service level? So I think that's really awesome that you've been a part of that program for years. Is there anything else that you would like to educate the listeners on about the Spa 35 or just the industry
Sure.
that you're in?
Well, we could talk about this for quite a while, but so a few things. I've been in the industry long enough. I'm considered an expert at a few different levels. So I'm a member of the American Med Spa Association Safety Council. So I think there's about 14 of the top practices in the country, and we get together and we talk about what are best practices to make sure our customers get the best possible outcomes in the safest manner possible. So I'm a leader on that group. I'm also a speaker for Candela, one of our laser manufacturers. So I go around the country and talk about, what is the right way to select the right type of laser device for your customers, and what should your decision-making criteria be, and how do you make sure you got the right devices for the customers that you serve.
That's huge. And that you take the time to continue your education and be part of a larger group that helps others continue their education.
Yeah.
That's great. Um, One of the things that's really cool about these check-ins is we get to share how to get a hold of you. And I would imagine is Christmas time a good time that people come in and get your service? Is there a certain time of the year that people do it? Tell me more about that while I put your logo or your website and phone number on the screen.
Sure. So there's a few things going on. Christmas and holidays are always very, very busy. When people get together, they want to look their best. So our schedule is really crazy right now. The other thing that's going on in the industry, we've got this industry phenomena called the Zoom boom. So like you and I, we sit on, right? When you sit on a video call for hours on time and you've got the camera on yourself, you have this tendency to look at yourself and go, oh, I need some Botox. And so our phones are ringing quite a bit right now.
Well, can you do anything for this?
It's not my area of expertise. I'd love to help, but a little crow's feet, you never know.
All right.
Yeah. And men are actually, just a quick side note, men are becoming a bigger and bigger part of the industry. We've got fat removal, we've got hair removal, age spot removal. It's becoming, when I started the business, it was a bunch of old wealthy ladies, and now it's really broadened out into kind of all demographic groups.
Is it going to break the bank? What's the cost of some of your services? Kind of maybe ballpark range.
Yeah, you can go anywhere from 300 to 3,000.
Okay.
It's not cheap. We're not the dollar store.
Right.
Yeah, but it's got some price associated with it.
Well, that's a lot less than I thought, because I had no idea. Hey, what else? Do we miss anything during our time? We talked about your location. You're on 11th and Myrtle.
Yep, crossing the Jump Center.
Okay, and we got your website down here, phone number. Talked about all the different services. Your membership for the last almost 10 years. Your participation on our business education roundtable. I think we covered it all.
I think it's a pretty good summary. So, I just want to say I really enjoy you in the chamber. Great folks, always a pleasure, and I love the opportunity to network with fellow business owners. So it's always a good time.
Well, I got to tell you right back at you, Warren. Your professionalism is it speaks and echoes here in our halls in the chamber. So thank you for continuing participation and for your membership. It means a lot to us.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, hey, next time we'll see each other over at Panera.
Yes.
Have a great day and happy holidays, my friend.
Thank you. You too.